Welcome back, everyone. We're in the Season Kitchen in downtown Flagstaff, and Chef Scott's with us here. Scott, good to have you.
Nice to see you again, Mitch.
We also have a couple of NAU students. John and Katie are from Northern Arizona University, and they're joining us to kind of get a handle on what you're doing in the kitchen here, Scott. Let's start with an appetizer. What do you got for us here? Looks good.
Well, this is kind of a staple at Tinderbox Kitchen. We do a lot of duck. I probably cooked more duck in the last 2 years than most chefs do in their lifetime, but we do a lot of duck confit. In many variations. What we're going to do today is a bruschetta, so to speak. We call it duck toast. And what it is it's a grilled artisan bread, bruschetta style. Confit is kind of a, is anybody, I don't know if you guys, if anybody's ever had duck confit.
What is confit? Is it French?
It's a French technique, and basically it stems from a term called charcuterie, which in its simplest terms is the art of salting, preserving, smoking sausages and pâtés and those things to it.
So this French technique here, confit, we're going to use it with this duck.
We're going to use it with this duck, and real quick, I just want to show you, and basically confit means something that is actually salted and then to season it, but it also draws some moisture out for the preservation behind it.
Sure.
And then it's actually cooked in its own fat, which some people might get scared to hear that. But
I'm certainly not scared to hear that.
But what happens is it yields a very succulent, you'll see in a minute, it yields a very succulent, tender piece of meat. Otherwise, to what otherwise would be a tough piece of meat. So these are just raw duck legs, and what we do real quickly, and you can help me with this.
Sure, you bet.
This is our cure mix we do. And what we do, some people might say, what is a cure mix? This is basically our house mix that we do. It's equal parts brown sugar, kosher salt, and then it has some secret spices in there,
very
salt,
pungent
pepper.
stuff.
Exactly. So what we do is, and we do it obviously on a larger scale at the restaurant, but it's real simple. We sprinkle these liberally with the cure.
Oh, that's pretty liberal. I like that.
Yep. So go ahead and sprinkle both sides of those with the cure mix.
So both sides of the duck legs here?
Both sides of the duck leg. And what we do with this is it's a smaller piece of meat, so we let it sit for just 24 hours.
Okay.
We rinse that cure off. We submerge it in rendered duck fat, and then it goes into a 200-degree oven for about 5 hours. Most Americans think of bruschetta as tomato, basil, mozzarella thing.
Right.
But bruschetta, literally translated, just means toast. So that's why we kind of started calling it duck toast. So what we do is we like to grill a little bit of this artisan bread and get that crispy.
Like you're spreading a little bit of...
Just a little olive oil.
Olive oil, okay.
So what we'll do, if you want to help out here,
You
we
betcha.
can start shredding this meat. And what we do is we shred it a little bit.
Okay.
That's why cooks wash their hands 1,000 times a day, right?
This is great.
So don't worry about getting every last morsel.
Okay.
Why don't you place it over here?
Okay.
I'll grab that other one. And I do sometimes we'll take the skin off and crisp it and use that as a garnish on a salad, something along those lines. If you want to taste a piece of it, go ahead and
Oh,
help
no,
yourself.
I wouldn't like that at all. Okay.
So we're just going to toast these up a little bit. The meat, which is not that hot at the moment, is going to go into a pan.
Oh, that is very flavorful.
And then I'll shred it a little bit as it cooks. Oh, I need to talk about our aioli. This is something we invented that was kind of a joke at first, but it's become kind of a staple at Tinderbox.
Okay.
It's an aioli garlic mayonnaise that we put crushed potatoes into. And we use it for a bruschetta. Sometimes we'll do this bruschetta without the duck and just keep it vegetarian. Sometimes we do it with the duck. So
Crushed potatoes.
you could use leftover mashed potatoes,
Just anything.
boiled potatoes mashed, and basically we make a garlic aioli, which is a savory garlic mayonnaise.
Right.
And we just mix them together. Very simple. But it's become one of our staples at Tinderbox. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that bruschetta, we're going to dress the bread with a little bit of this aioli. And then what we like to do, because it's such a rich dish, this is rich, the duck is obviously very rich, we like to garnish it with a nice little crisp salad. Right now what we're serving it with is a little shaved fennel, which is sweet anise, if you've ever had that.
Yes, very much.
We do a little salad with that. We pickle our own onions
that's
at the restaurant, which is just a little bit of sugar, red vinegar. We put a little beet juice in there for some color. This is just a little frisee, which is a little bit bitter.
Okay.
So we're going to throw a little of that in there. And then this is Mizuna, which a lot of people maybe haven't heard of. It's kind of
Looks like a weed.
Well, it's kind of a wild lettuce.
You're feeding me weeds here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to answer that, Mitch. It's a very clovery, so speaking of weeds, it has like a very sharp clovery finish to it. So what we like to do is, and this gets dressed randomly. Right now I'm just going to use a little white balsamic just to add a little, and this is just a little scallion oil to give it a little additional flavor. But this is, like I said, real simple. We'll give this a toss. Excuse my hands. I was born with my hands, not tongs. We'll take the bruschetta. So real simply, I'm just going to dress the bread. And at the restaurant, what we do is, this seems weird, but we put a little of the aioli down to keep the bread on the plate as it goes to the table.
A little bit of glue?
A little bit of food glue kind of thing. You know, we make it server-proof, we like to say. And basically,
Aioli
all we're going to do is...
that aioli is also very, very pungent.
Yep. Basically, what we're going to do is take a little bit of the duck.
Okay.
And this is a rustic bruschetta. I know a lot of people think bruschetta, a little toast that you pick up with your hands, but we like to do what I call a knife and fork. You got to use it. You got to use your weapons.
Hey,
to
absolutely.
eat.
This is comfort food. I mean,
Yep. So a little bit of the duck. We'll put that back over there, and then really simply, it just gets tossed with this little salad.
oh, that adds such a nice color to it. Look at that.
Well, and it's crunchy, and it adds a contrast to the richness of the rest of the dish.
Oh, that's beautiful.
A little scallion oil,
Absolutely.
and that's pretty much how we do it at the Tinderbox. Signature dish, duck confit toast.
Oh, beautiful. That's a great appetizer. Okay, when we return now, original, free-range game and berries.